filler phrases, you know, and so, etc., and extremely long pauses. When called upon, my report will give an account of these speaking errors. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmasters.
Please take timer, Toastmaster time.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I will give a timer for today's meeting. And for prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. For icebreaker, it is 4 to 6 minutes. So green card at 4 minutes, then a yellow card at 5 minutes, and a red card at 6 minutes. Similarly, for evaluators, a green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and a red card at 3 minutes. So I will give my report as soon as the Toastmaster day or the general evaluator calls. Thank you.
This meeting is divided into 3 parts. First, prepared speeches, then educational sessions, and third, evaluation. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Vidya, Evaluator 1, and explain speech objective.
Hello everyone. I'm going to evaluate distinguished Toastmaster Atul's speech. He's giving his level 3 elective speech from Visionary Communication. The purpose of the speech is for him to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. The purpose of the speech is also for the member to inspire the audience. Thank you. All the best.
Now the speaker 1, Atul. Toastmaster Atul, I am thankful. I am thankful, Toastmaster. Sorry. Challenges and opportunities. Toastmaster Atul. Toastmaster Atul, challenges and opportunities.
Before I start, Toastmaster, am I audible? Can you thumbs up? I love playing table tennis. This ball represents challenges and opportunities life has thrown at me. I hit each ball to reverse the incoming challenges and convert incoming opportunities into the winning strokes. Ha, ha. Fellow Toastmasters and their guests, good evening. Good evening. The other day, someone asked me, is marriage a challenge or an opportunity? Anyways, friends, catch this ball. This is marriage.
Oh.
Now, please catch this ball. This is World Championship of Public Speaking.
I wanted that.
My challenging balls came early in my life when my extremely rich grandfather lost his life as well as all his property during World War II in Burma. This misfortune forced my father into a hand-to-mouth existence while supporting his extended family. As a teenager, I would often worry, how would I survive in this competitive world? As a vernacular student, I would mentally translate my science books into English. This habit helped me in my pre-exam revisions and also saved on my rapid text English speaking course. Ha, ha. During my time, there were hardly a few engineering colleges with affordable fees. To get admission, one had to master numerous voluminous science and maths textbooks from 11th and 12th standards together. I longed for peace in my small, humble home to study 16 hours a day. But the noisy street and neighbors' fight would steal my peace. My painful, challenging circumstances would damage my sight. I didn't have a music system to relax with, but my mosquito friends will play music in my ear and offer me free acupuncture service. I would suddenly get up in the night and murmur, God, why you have chosen me to face all this trouble? I was romancing stress and so much blinded by it that I almost ended my life. A probable outcome of an affair. Tuck, tuck. As a 17-year-old, I went to a hardware shop and asked for a strong rope. The shopkeeper inquired, why? I said, I want to fasten my cow with this. You don't look like a cowboy. Somehow he sold me the rope. Since I was angry with God, I went straight to a place of worship in the night. But the compound was locked. Every time I wanted to jump in with the rope, a security guard on the patrol would come nearby. While this hide and seek was on, images of my parents flashed in my mind. My inner voice echoed, Atul, you are devastating your already challenged parents. You are a fool. I returned home and my life turned out really cool. That night, I slept with my mother very tight. Apart from engineering admission, my continued hard work earned me many accolades in my academic, professional, and social domains. I learned the values of flexibility and accommodativeness through yoga and meditation. God has given many challenges and opportunities, both to me. I feel humbled. I grabbed an opportunity to work in the Middle East. I didn't mind crawling through the pipelines and climbing 100-meter tall equipment as an inspection engineer in oil and gas plants. They liked my hard-working attitude and gave me many promotions. But my wife didn't like my oily and dirty clothes. Anyways, an economically challenged person turned the table around. He has so far seen 35 countries and worked with 77 nationalities. A happy family man, a PhD holder, he is a subject matter expert in safety, environment, and quality management in global companies. Friends, our fingers are different, but together they can hold the bat. Similarly, our challenges and opportunities together can make us stronger and seasoned players in our life. Don't let our challenges defeat us, and don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the boat. Life is a game. Let's enjoy it. Ha, ha. Please repeat after me. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Hee, 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 hee. Over to you, Toastmasters.
very wonderful speech. Thank you. Next speech is by Nick Coach. And I would like to call Evaluator 1. Sorry, Evaluator 1, Nick Coach, to explain the speech objective.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So today my target speaker is Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak is going forward with his icebreaker speech of the pathway dynamic leadership. Timer, please note, timing is 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of the speech is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. I would also request everyone, after completing, Toastmaster Deepak's speech completes, we will stand up for appreciation to give for the appreciation of the speech. Thank you.
Toastmaster Deepak. I am thankful, Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak.
Be thankful for what you have. You will end up having more. This is first part of a quote by famous American producer and host Oprah Winfrey. The second part of this quote says what we are not supposed to do. Can anyone tell me what is that second part of the quote? Can anyone? Yeah, yes, Anish.
If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough.
Yeah, thank you, Anish. Good evening, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. I am Deepak Karatil, founder of Servopath Supply Solutions LLP. So we are manufacturers and exporters of construction boards. Coming to my family, husband to Neha and father to Navi, and currently staying at Kamote, Navi, Mumbai. Coming to my childhood, my father had a transport company and later he went to Middle East for work. The highlight of my childhood is staying with my grandparents' home along with all my cousins during summer vacations. It was super fun. The outdoor games, the video games, and visiting some of the nearby destinations, and also visiting some of the haunted places without informing our parents. Not to forget the tasty and mouth-watering food my grandmother made for us. In the early 90s, my grandfather became one of the largest distributor of leading Malayalam daily in whole Kerala. I am greatly influenced by his work ethic, hard work, and discipline. It is my grandfather who planted the seed of entrepreneurship in me. During my school days, I used to sell school project materials to my schoolmates. And later, during my college, mechanical engineering college days, I used to supply manpower to catering and event management companies. During that time, I started training in Kalaripayat. So Kalaripayat is called the mother of all martial arts, And it allowed me to go with more physical activities later in my life, like the boxing and the swimming. Currently, the yoga and meditation are part of my life. Me and my family go for trekking occasionally, whether it is in mountains of Maharashtra or in Uttarakhand. I started my career as a production engineer and later went to Dubai as a project engineer. It's been 4 years in industry. The entrepreneur spirit in me account to me. It's time to start. I came back to Mumbai. After meeting some of the most successful entrepreneurs in Mumbai, I realized the importance of mastering one important skill. Can anyone tell me what are the skills required to be a successful entrepreneur? Anyone? Yeah, yes, Ash. Yes. Yeah, that is good.
Understanding the market and competitors.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
See,
Yeah, that's the most important skill. Thank you, Vidya. The sales, the selling skills, the ability to sell your ideas, the ability to sell your ideas, the ability to influence and persuade others. I took a sales job in Mumbai for a short period of time, and that job gives me immense confidence to start my own. In 2017, on a Gudi Padwa day, we started Sarvapar Supply Solution LLP, and it was a wonderful journey. And currently, we are one of the fastest growing construction board manufacturing company in India. I am thankful to my family for believing in my dreams. I am thankful to my gurus and God for the blessings. I am thankful to all my mentors, friends, and team members for their contribution. I am thankful to the city of dreams, Mumbai, for giving me the unfolding the opportunities every day. I am thankful to my mentor, Toastmaster Praveen, for guiding me in preparing this P1 ice-breaking speech. I am thankful to the Avinash Toastmasters for giving me this opportunity. And I am thankful to my fellow Toastmasters for inspiring me. Thankful to you.
Now, the time will go.
Toastmaster Atul took 6 minutes 45 seconds. He is qualified. Toastmaster Deepak took 6 minutes. He is also qualified. Good.
Now it's time for a break, and we'll continue now. I would like to invite Toastmaster Avinash for his educational speech.
Thank you. Please note first part is 30 minutes. So give me 20-25 30. Okay, so today we will learn about finance. No? Okay. So good evening, everybody. How are you today? Great. Nice to see you. We are still following those norms, right? Sitting a little bit away from each other. So I was telling all people that I believe it's 2 years, 10 months. I had come here for the exact same thing. But things will change, of course. You can compare the recordings later. I have grown, had more hair. So when you talk about table topics, so some of you are ebullient speakers. Some of us, like when we started in the board, we didn't understand how exactly to work through table topics. So let me address the elephant in the room. How many of you think that you can make an impact in 2 minutes? Make an impact. So I'm not like, see, all of you are Toastmasters. By default, we know to speak. We know to speak. But to be effective in 2 minutes, that's something we need to learn. And the best part is, it's a skill. Skill can be learned. It's not a talent. Or I wouldn't have been standing there. So it's a skill. With doing more and more, you can improve it. Now, I have this acronym which I used in all my educational sessions for table topics. And for that, you have to put all your load aside. And I'll give you some more load to understand how to lock and load and then shoot. So the acronym is load. The L stands for what? Simple. Listen. Listen. Okay. Now tell me, when I ask you this, life is like a bed of roses. What do you understand? Life is beautiful. Okay. Comfortable?
Not like a bed of roses.
Not like, okay. It's not like a bed. Okay. Not like a bed of roses.
Because the thorns could break. So
Sorry?
the thorns could break.
Thorns, yeah. Don't jump on the bed.
Opportunities and challenges.
Opportunities and challenges. Very nice. Great. So each and every one of you know what it means. Now let me ask you this. Life is like an ice cream. What does that mean? Enjoy before it melts. Any other perspective?
Metaphors, both are metaphors.
Both are metaphors. Feeling cold? So usually what happens is, in my sessions, when people sit like this, either they are feeling cold or they think bowl to bowl. Open up, it's okay. You'll teach me something, don't worry. So when you talk about life is like an ice cream, any other perspectives before it melts? Any other perspective?
Tasty like an ice cream.
Huh?
Tasty like an ice cream.
Tasty like an ice cream, sweet. Yes. So many perspectives. One more example. Ship. In fact, ships are safest at the harbor. But that's not what they are made for. Comfort zone, my God. Did you listen to my previous? No. Okay. So comfort zone, right? So listening, when we are listening to it, when we start our journey in Toastmasters, we don't have that much experience in Toastmasters. We start speaking about rose or ice cream or ship, rather than speaking about life and comfort zone. And that's what the perspective is. You change that perspective of what exactly the quote means. And once you understand what the quote means, then you start working on that topic. How to share, what to share. Right? So listen. Listening is very important. Once you listen, you get how many seconds in a contest setting? How many seconds do you get? 10 seconds. Not 15 is too much. 10 seconds. Okay. So depends. There were some good.
Anish, it's okay. I know you are happy to see me. Praveen, can you hear me? Grammarian Praveen. Yes, yes. Okay. Can hear. Great.
I can.
So we need to share the opinion. It's broken. It's broken. Not broken? Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Share your opinion. So someone said, no, it's not a bed of roses. No, I disagree with it. And most of you agreed with it. So you can agree or disagree with any topic. Life is like a bed of roses. No, it's like ice cream. No, it's like something else maybe. So agreeing or disagreeing is important when you are sharing your opinion. Share your opinion, it's your perspective. So first you listen, then you share your opinion. Then you come to the most important part of your table talk. And that, what's that? A. Not Avinash. A. Anecdotes. Anecdotes. Stories. Small incidents. When I tell you what it is, see, we have this tendency. We all want to be motivational speakers. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to earn more money? Do you want to be successful? All the answers are yes. By default, they know because they want your affirmation. But when you are talking about stories, what do? You share your story, and maybe, just maybe, someone can learn from your stories. Someone can take something out from your stories. You are not telling them, you are just sharing and maybe enabling them to take something out of your story. So life is like an ice cream. Eat it before it melts. Who can know more than us? Since 2020 to 2022, that's what it happened. Life flashed before us, right? So I remember this one time, March lockdown, June, I started feeling breathless. And I was feeling, oh my God, my wife's name. Time has come. I am going. It was so evident that, okay, now I'm feeling breathless, I am going to die. And the life flashed before my eyes, and I was like, oh, I did not even make the will, and all stupid thoughts. And then what was important? I will not be there tomorrow. And then after some time, and everything was fine. It was just gas. And that's why I was feeling breathless. But at that point of time, I felt That life was like an ice cream, and I needed to enjoy each and every moment before it melts. Right? So what did I do? A small incident from my life, and I connected to that ice cream rather than speaking on the ice cream and explaining to people what that quote means. Whenever you share your opinion and then add a story to it, it will always help you to connect with people, add some emotions, right? I did not cry, but if I could have, a little bit, you would have been into that story. My God, oh my, so emotional, right? And that's what emotions do. So in your anecdote, in your stories, whether it's a speech, whether it's a table topic, anything, you need to have the Aristotle rhetoric, which I keep on telling. Ethos, pathos, logos. Credibility through your personal stories, because your personal stories are your own. Pathos is emotions. You need emotions. That's why. Have you seen India's Got Talent, America Got Talent? All the countries have got talent, right? Okay. Just see the performance. Just see the performance. Don't see the interview. Just see the performance, and you will see, oh my God, it's average. Nothing great about that performance. And then go and see the interview. And then you will find that that child who's performing, his father was an auto rickshaw wala. Most of the fathers are in India's Got Talent. I don't know why. But they achieved something. So they wanted to share that emotion, that okay, where? So we all are running a race, but our starting lines are different. And that's what helps you to connect with people, the emotions. And then logic, of course, logic needs to be there. Something, you can connect something. Because through emotions, politicians win. Through logic, we can become good speakers. So add the emotions plus logic and you will become a good speaker. So anecdote. And finally, the last part, the D of the load is derive. Derive. How do you derive? What do you derive? Anything? Conclusion, right? So that is why I feel. And what you can do, what the audience can do, what is my message, what is my takeaway through that. Okay, so after that anecdote, there should be a deriving of that particular thing to end it properly. And that's how you work with table topics. Is it easy? Of course not. First year. It's very difficult. It took me 6 years to reach. Yeah, it's not easy. But with practice, we'll all get there. And I learned from the best, Subbu sir, Toastmasters Subramaniam, 2018 District 98 Table Topics Champion. What he did? 250 1-minute stories from his life written on Excel sheet. On each and every emotion. Courage, done. Challenge, done. Fear, done. Love, done. All those things written down, 1-minute stories. So whenever you come across such stories, you don't have to think about what happened in your life. Oh my God. And we will always remember what is recent. We might not go unless and until something triggers. And when something triggers, then there is a problem because you don't know what might come out. Right? So you need to be prepared beforehand. Have those stories with you. Something, at least 2 to 3 stories from your life, not necessarily you are the protagonist. It can be someone, your mother, your father, your uncle, your friend, your teacher, whoever it is, can be the protagonist of the story. You can be in the story, but it can be a story where it can be a hero's journey. The protagonist comes across a challenge, overcomes that big challenge, voila, hero's journey. He is revered as the great hero. So what is that challenging story in your life? What are some things which you conquered? What are your fears which you conquered? Every one of us has those stories, each and every one of us. Don't worry, you can yawn, it's okay. Because I know it is because that you need more oxygen. It's not because I am boring. See, I've learned. How much time remaining? 7 minutes only? Okay. So when you talk about your own stories through different quotes, people will get mesmerized. People will connect to you. And everyone sitting over here, see, if I keep on lecturing you, you might not. But if I share something and give you that authority to take something out of it, I and Sanish can go ahead and watch a movie. He will get something out different. We went to that Top Gun, right? And we got two different perspectives from it, two different inspirations from that. And it's okay because we are all different. So listen, share your opinion, agree or disagree with the topic, add an anecdote, 1 minute anecdote, connect it so that I'm supporting my opinion. What am I doing? I'm supporting my opinion. And then finally, you derive. At the end, you share that, okay, I have done this. You can also do it. Right? You will not cry, no? Okay. I have that effect sometimes. Okay. So when you talk about this, now I have a few minutes. If you have any questions, something which is nagging you to give your best in table topics, is there anything? Yes. Great question. What do you do in that situation? If you don't understand the topic at all, you can sit down. Change the topic. in contest you can't do, but yeah, if the TMOD, yes. Your own interpretation. You know, I'm giving you a secret. Don't tell anyone. Disagree with the topic. I don't agree with it because I did not understand it. Okay, but see, if you don't understand, the bus has already left. You can't do anything about it. What you can do is go home, learn more proverbs and understand. Okay, you can't do anything at that point of time. So if you know life is like an ice cream, if you don't understand anything, talk about the ice cream. Talk about the flavors, talk about the one time you went and you had your ice cream and when you were going to about to eat it and it fell down. Okay, that happens now. So yeah, that's a tragic story. Sometime later I will tell you. So yeah. It will come with practice. So you need to have a structure. Okay, so what did I do? I tried to relate to that topic. How do I relate? I share my opinion on that topic. Then to support my opinion, I give some anecdote, something from my life or some incident which happened. And then I try to find out, okay, that is why I'm telling you that this is my opinion. Okay. The stronger your argument or your opinion or the story, the better impact it will have. And it will come with practice. There's no two things about it. One thing which helped me reach that final round was a lot of practice because we didn't have anything to do in pandemic. So I took all my mentees. I did 60 sessions from April till September, all with my mentees. We were giving each other table topics and we were giving feedback. That helped me a lot. And we continued. Right, I worked with Sanish also, Raman, and so many IPLs we had, right, impromptu leagues, and that's what helps. So practice. No shortcut to success. Nice topic. You can think about that also. Yeah. So this is something which I wanted to share. Any final questions before we break? Yes.
There are many topics where stand is expected to be taken by the speaker. You can take call, you can take against, you can take. But how effective is it stand in the beginning of the topic, in the opening itself, or whether it's good to go at that and then. What is your opinion?
The best way to go about taking stands and topic is either go the PPF way, past, present, future. In the past, I used to think that this side, then I ate something, and then I know I have changed my opinion over here. That's one thing. Okay, in past I used to think, in present and future maybe it will change, but right now I am thinking this. That's one way to go about it. The other way is my friend Shanish thinks this, but I disagree with him. Right? I think the other. Right? Who is right? Give positives and see every stand has pros and cons. Every stand.
In the opening itself, disclose that stand or go at till the end and then.
Depends on you. You can disagree and then agree, or you can agree and then disagree, whatever. Or you can take one stand and stay with the stand. It's upon you. Doesn't matter. It's your opinion. Nobody will say, oh, why did you say that? What do you think? Who you are? President of this club? Okay. So this is what you can take a stand, right? Yeah.
Because sometimes I felt that when the mind is fresh, when ideas come out, even if you don't want it, some of the fantastic ideas will come out and sometimes you're tired and not fresh. Then all the outlets of the mind are closed. So have you come across both the situations and how do you tackle the things in the other situation?
See, best thing what happens is earlier what used to happen, and it still sometimes happens with me, most of the times it happens with me, that I attempt a topic and 5 or 10 minutes back, oh, I should have spoken on that. A different one. So what happens is there is a gap between the best example and the topic when it is shared. Your journey is to reduce that gap so that great experience which came after comes before, and that will come only when you keep on practicing. That's only no shortcuts. The more you can, yes, it will take less time if you do more, right? So let's have a break. Okay, and the structure is like this. I need 5 people. I've got a nice quote book. I'll just flip the pages, ini mine mine mo, I'll give it to you. You speak on it. I'll write my evaluations, and in the end, in 10 minutes, I will share my evaluations and final thoughts. Okay? Break. Sorry? I never. Okay, over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, okay, at that point of time when I failed, I thought, oh my God, I was just not well a few weeks ago. That's why I did not study, and that's why I failed. That's my justification. But when I realized that this was justification, irrespective of whatever happened in my life, in my sales professional career, I failed a lot. There was this one time I failed miserably, and my boss was shouting at me. And at one point of time, I was thinking about 10 different reasons and 10 different people to blame for. But then I realized that not necessary. I just said, okay, it's my fault as a leader. And then in next few months, I turned the table. So something like that, where you can, so it should be. So here also I'm a little bit generic. You can be very specific with respect to the name of the boss, with respect to creating that scenario, so that people connect with that specificity of that incident and then derive. You had it. It just needed a specific, because most of the time it becomes telling rather than deriving or sharing. Yeah. So good. Thank you so much. Let's clap for him. Toastmaster Parita, I knew. No, I'm talking about you. You said, I knew. You gave me. So that was the biggest injustice, right? You could have spoken on that. Okay, so I told you. Okay, so injustice is only as powerful as your memory. You had 3 different examples. As a child, you were forced, then the Marathi teacher, and then the marriage. In a 2-minute speech, 3 different examples, don't go for that unless and until it connects somewhere. You needed a comparison. Injustice comes from he got it, I did not, right? So maybe, do you have a brother sibling? Do you have? Yeah. He was excused. I was supposed to do this. Isn't it injustice? That way. My brother got to choose his girlfriend. I was married away like that. Injustice. But eventually I understood that I started accepting and I started feeling happy. And I believe that injustice is only as strong as the memory of it, because once you accept things, you can work with any dreadful situation in your life. Something like that to derive. Now, this is agreeing with the topic. You can also disagree with the topic, right? But it needed one specific example. You had it somewhere, but the comparison was missing. So that would have helped. Thank you so much. Very nice. Toastmaster Kriti, pay the price to stay in the presence of extraordinary people. Nice take. Strongly believe, you strongly believed in that topic. I love that quote. If you are the best in the room, get out. Because there is nothing to learn from, or something like that. You are in the wrong room. That's the crux of it. And the average of 5 people. So you had 2 different takes on it. Again, the specificity of some incident in your life, something which you can, maybe some relative, your friend, someone who inspired you in your life. And that person in your life can help you to. So having those people, or maybe, the best way is that I admired this speaker, motivational speaker. I paid big money to attend his lecture and it helped me. Or I wanted to, do this particular course from this particular person, something like that. Or I spent it. So pay price can be in terms of money, in terms of time spent, in terms of whatever price you want to pay in life. So that needed an example which was missing. You were explaining the topic, we all understood the topic. Okay, so pay the price to stay in presence of extraordinary people. That means, see, when you grow, your take was right, that you are the average of 5 people. So what will it take? So these 5 people, is it convenient for you always to be with them? No, right? Maybe you have to sacrifice some of your chores. Maybe you have to sacrifice something in your life in order to be with these people. So you pay the price, right? Yeah, so price can be anything. Price can be your time, your sacrifices in life, whatever it is. And then you come and you spend time with this person. So that is something which you can do. Good take. Two different quotes. I love that. Keep it up. Let's go. Yes. Toastmaster Nikunj, do not build mental monsters of fear and worry. I love your take of overthinking. So don't overthink. And that's what we do. We make mental monsters. So overthinking. You got the crux of it. That's the best part about it. And you talked about civil engineering and then transitioning from civil engineering to digital marketing. What exactly was the fear? What were you overthinking? The overthinking process, if you can define, okay, I was thinking this. So there is a nice story where this person is given the boon that whatever you think will come true. So he said, oh, I wish that there is this nice breeze flowing. Okay. I wish that there is a tree and there is shade in it. It appears. I wish that there is good food and I can sit in, below that tree and it happens. And then it goes haywire. Oh, it can't be all true. Means I am wishing and everything is happening. What if there are ghosts on that tree? It happened. What if they eat me? Right? So whatever you think. So what was the process? What were you overthinking? In your civil engineering, what were you overthinking? What was your greatest fear? That you will not make it? You did not like it. Why did you not like it? And what was it that actually attracted you to digital marketing? So something specific needed to be there. A transition event needed to be there. If you can add that, then you will be able to do justice to this particular. But I love the way you understood what the crux of the topic. So great. Thank you so much. Last but not least, Simran. Sorry. Okay. So Toastmasters, Simran, you must have heard so many people saying that. Those who do not increase you inevitably will decrease you. You started 9 and then in the end you said, oh, I disagree. So I was like, okay, I disagree. It needed more. You said this and you loved the part about your friend understanding the EQ and IQ. I love the part where you talked about Alia Bhatt, specific example. But it needed a little bit more. So disagree in the end is also okay. It's not necessary that, but I believe the timing was less, right? Sorry. 1 minute 46, still it was good enough, but it needed a little bit more. So you could have disagreed maybe a little later and you could have increased that particular part of it. It again needed the specificity. What did your friend understand? Why is she known for that emotional IQ? Right? So one specific, and then when you add Alia Bhatt, and it adds to it. But if it's not specific, then it is all generic. Okay, I'm just saying or making it up. Right? Specificity of any incident in your life gives credibility, or people will think, okay, you are just trying to say something. Right? Add those visual imagery, those specific things. One time when I was walking down the road, my friend met me, and so this is specific at that point of time. Right? She understood me because we are. I love that part also, right? She had a nice body language. Good, very very nice. So, but add a little bit specificity. You have everything. You understood the topic also, and you disagreed. That's okay. Just have that little bit more so that it has that impact on people. People should say that, oh, yeah, now I also disagree listening to her. That should be your take. It's not like, okay, I disagree. If you want to agree or disagree, it's up to you. It's not like that. When you're standing here, if you disagree, people also should disagree with you. That speech should have that much. Okay, good. So this was it. Any final? Yeah. I know. Red card. go home. Okay. So I hope you understood the crux of it. It requires certain level, some level of passion in order to understand and go through it. Right. Now, I have seen people, we had this table topics IPL, and I have been, there were people who were getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning and practicing. 5 a.m. right? Robin Sharma 5 a.m. club, right? So they were doing that. I get up, but I don't. I go for running and walking and all these things, right? So that's my holy hour. But yeah, that passion. So if you want to know more, or if you want to have that impact, whether it's table topics or other things, you will need to have that need to understand. Look at a lot of people, go through videos of people. There are so many table topic winners district level on YouTube. Go through them. After some time, you will start seeing the pattern. Oh, they do it in this particular way. This, and this. If I also add these parts, then I'll also be. So any learning comes first from imitation and then developing your style, right? So thank you so much. Anything else, you can just directly connect with me. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avinash. That was indeed an insightful session. And let's continue with my theme. We all have idols, right? And they are wise and stalwart in their respective walks of life. But have we ever wondered how they become stalwart? Probably no, because we are very lazy as a person. We don't reflective study. We don't do reflective studies generally, and therefore we don't understand their journey. Stalwarts or wise wisdom these are not inherent qualities. We acquire them, and it comes with a process of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Constant evaluation of our own deeds, whatever mistakes we have done, and what learnings we got from those mistakes. Now, I would invite everyone to share their own mistakes and the process, what they learned from those mistakes. Anyone? Anyone wants to share? Anyone?
I came to know about Toastmasters in 2014. I joined in 16. 2 years was a mistake.
Procrastination. Right. It's the very common mistakes that we do. Anything? Sorry? Anything else? Anything else? Sir, that is not a mistake, that is a crime. It's a crime, sir. It's not a mistake. You cannot forget to say I love you to your wife. Anything? So let me share mine. I work for Government of India. It's a typical sarkari naukri that we are very used to. Okay, अच्छा सरकारी नौकरी मिल गई तो अब कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So from childhood only, my parents, you have to get a government job. I got into government job, and after 3 years, I realized I do not belong to this place. And from them, I'm constantly struggling. I struggled a lot to come to this opinion that yes, I want to quit this job. And I want to pursue my studies further and will probably do something in education field. And it took me a lot of effort to make my parents understand that yes, I am quitting the job. I will probably quit the job. They got freaked out because no, you cannot quit government job. It's the safest job. It's the most secure job. But at one point of time, at some point, you just need to realize that you don't belong to this place and you have to do something about yourself. Yes, it gives me a good money. Yes, it gives me a lot of security. Yes, recession might be approaching or not, I don't know. If I will not lose my job, but still I want to quit this job because I want to study further and do something in this. So my learning was to unlearn this stereotype that government jobs should not be quitted. With this, I would like to call Simran, the general evaluator, for the
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So beginning with the general evaluation segment, I would first like to call upon the timer to present the timing report. Okay, and we are done, I think, the speaker round. So TT में तो we no voting and all, na? Okay. Acha, first evaluations and then the grammarian and all. Sorry, my bad. After a long time. So to conduct the first evaluation, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Vidya on stage to evaluate Toastmaster Atul's speech.
Hello, everyone. Hello, distinguished Toastmaster Atul. After listening to the speech, I felt what a challenge to evaluate this wonderful speech. But I also want to highlight that I'm inspired and you achieved the objective of inspiring for sure me. And I take this challenge as an opportunity. And I'm going to go tack. So I would like to specify the things that I felt were inspiring in this inspiring speech. The title was apt, simple and apt, opportunities and challenges, clear. You stood there and checked whether the online audience could also listen and they can understand. That shows how experienced speaker he is. And then what a start. He connected the opportunities and challenges with table tennis, and he just not connected it. He brought the prop, and with action and the words, he clearly connected it, and he connected with the audience with that. Great start. You got audience attention by throwing that ball towards the audience 2 times. Okay, so we were with you from the start. For me, the highlight was the storytelling ability that the speaker used. With his words and vivid imagery, I felt I could feel and experience that story, the past, the challenges that you experienced in the past. So great storytelling. You also got audience attention with the humor that you had added. Okay, great usage of humor. When you said, I didn't have music system, but I had mosquitoes who gave music and acupuncture. You also included marriage, whether opportunity and challenge. So again, you included humor. You used task several times. So that was another highlight, showing, okay, use it. whenever there is a challenge. In terms of gestures, you were confident. There were amazing gesture usage. Voice modulation was also there at great times, like when you said, "You are a fool." So you said it very clearly and loudly. Ending was great. Now, a few points that I felt can, we can work on the improvement part. There was a point that you felt that you wanted to give your life, but then suddenly you changed it, and then you decided to work on it. So there, I felt whatever struggle you had, I felt you could have highlighted those struggles of turning the table from those challenges to the opportunities. So more emotions in those aspects. Like you said, you hugged your mother tight. Some dramatization there. So you could have put more emotion and connected with the audience. You ended with more hee hee hoo hoo. I felt you could have ended with thack thack to make it more impactful. To summarize, great storytelling, great usage of humor and examples, some dramatizing and some more emotion in this struggle could have emphasized the speech even more. Thank you so much.
Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Nikunj to evaluate Toastmaster Deepak's speech.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am thankful to Agnel Toastmaster for giving me the opportunity to evaluate Toastmaster Deepak. First of all, I congratulate Toastmaster Deepak for meeting the speech purpose of introducing himself to the club. You were ebullient throughout your speech. You started your speech with a quote, and that catch audience attention. Then you started your speech with your childhood days and how your grandfather inspired you for entrepreneurship. Then you were talking about mechanical engineering and your job at Dubai. Then you didn't wanted to miss the boat, and you came back to India and how you started your entrepreneurship journey here. In your speech, you have asked questions and got the answers, and you got the engagement of the audience. Your title were explained and justified. Your hand gestures were amazing. The vocal variety you have used throughout your speech were also amazing. You are owning the stage, going here and there. So I liked that part also. Few recommendations will be, I felt like there were some long pauses that could be ignored, and in some part of the speech your voice tone was going down, so you are not clear at some point. That could be ignored. In conclusion, I like your hand gestures, vocal variety. You are owning the stage. If you could inculcate this point to ignore the long pauses and use good voice tone, your speech could be even more better. Thank you so much.
I would now like to call upon the grammarian for the ebullient grammarian, Toastmaster Praveen, for the grammarian report. Acha, I didn't. Sorry, I missed that. Who is evaluating? Okay. I would like to now call upon Toastmaster Arun to evaluate Toastmaster Nikunj's evaluation.
Good evening again, everyone. A round of applause to Toastmaster Nikunj. He attempted today his first evaluation, and it was really fantastic. You were able to read most of the points which were to be improved. I'm really glad about it. However, my approach is slightly different when it comes to the icebreaker or all the speeches which comes under level 1. Usually people use the sandwich approach where they give recommendations, commendations, then recommendations, and again commendations. I use the globes approach where I try to highlight most of the good things about the speech, because in the beginning, a speaker needs more encouragement and less criticism. And as they proceed, they graduate to different levels. We just keep on reducing the commendations and increase the recommendations. Well, when you started with applauding him, praising him, and then it came, you started narrating or retelling what he said in his speech in a concise way. Well, if you could have put what was the effect of it by what he said, he asked questions, what was the effect of it on the audience, that could have just closed the loop and would have been meaningful. The second is, you highlighted vocal variety, you highlighted space presence, hand gestures, and then you came to the recommendations where you said you took long pauses. I think in a icebreaker speech, speakers are even allowed to use notes. So that was fine. I think you should have praised that he did not use the notes, rather he had it by heart, though I don't propagate by heart speeches more. I like people to just not remember every word, rather remember the speech in compartments and then telling the speech the way person speaks. And then you said the tone was down. I found the energy was really good. So all in all, my recommendation to you is use, rather encourage the speaker or the evaluator in the beginning more. And I am also highlighting your good things because it was your first evaluation. As you proceed in your evaluation further, probably you will be much better. So once again, congratulations for completing your first evaluation, and thanks, and over to general evaluator of the day.
As we are done with the evaluation, now I would like to call upon the report of all the of my tag team. So first, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Singh for the timer report of all the evaluators.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Vidya took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Nikunj took 2 minutes 20 seconds, and Toastmaster Arun took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Singh. Sorry for wasting 1 minute. Now, I would like to call upon our ebullient grammarian, Toastmaster Praveen, for presenting his grammarian report. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The word of the day was used by the distinguished Toastmaster Avinash, Toastmasters Nikunj and Simran. The phrase of the day was used by the distinguished Toastmaster Atul and by Toastmaster Nikunj. There were many good usages of the language. Few examples are like-minded, protagonist. Then we had some good quotes. Be thankful for what you have, and you will end up having more. Ships are safe in the harbor, but that is not what they are made for. In the not so good usage, we had he can able to, there is no need to say both. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So you can say he can, or he will be able to. Then we also had more better. You can only say better. That's all uh, I have. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Master Anish.
Good evening, everyone. To provide the R counter report, Toastmaster of the day, Ishika, used 4 R's and 1 and had around 3 long pauses. Toastmaster Atul had used anyways during the speeches. Toastmaster Nikunj, while providing the evaluation, had used around 5 R's, 3 so and 3 and. Toastmaster Deepak, while giving his prepared speech, used 1 R and 3 Toastmaster Krati, while giving the table topic speech, used around 4 R and 1 so. Toastmaster Toastmaster Vidya used around 2 so and 2 okay and 3 so. And Toastmaster Arun used 2 while giving the evaluation. That's it from my end, and over to general evaluation.
So I'll be starting with my general evaluation report now that we have covered every other report. So I will be starting with the SAA first, Sergeant at Arms, which was played by Toastmaster Saish. So I think they are a few minutes late. I think that is, the meeting started a few minutes late, but I think due to logistics, this happens. It's very okay, is what I feel. And so everything else, like all the points were covered by Toastmaster Saish by Beena Shah. What I personally feel is, instead of reading it, like, you know, we can try to memorize it a little here and there. And even if there are mistakes made, I think it is fine. I mean, apart from the important points, for example, the club mission and all those things. So yeah. But then also, like, for example, something creative could have been added during the introduction. So now after that, our president came and he made the guests feel welcomed by that, as that was the first point when he came on stage. He addressed the guests. He acknowledged special Toastmasters who had arrived to our meeting, Toastmaster Avinash and Toastmaster Atul. He made us smile during the activity that he did. So, I mean, that awakened us to attend the entire meeting with great enthusiasm. After that, our Toastmaster of the day came, and it was her first time. So, huge round of applause for Toastmaster Ishika. She felt I felt extremely calm and composed when she was on the stage. Her pace was extremely like I loved her pace, the way which she speaks. And her topic was to become old and wise. We need to be young and stupid. And so in the beginning, there was a few glitch here and there, but I think that is completely normal being the first time. And host is a very big role in our Toastmasters fraternity, which has so many things to be covered, and missing a few things here and there is completely fine. We all learn from our mistakes. And maybe once we become older and wise, we'll be more wiser also with experience, of course. So at the end, like towards the end, she also mentioned, like before, just after the educational session, learning, unlearning, and relearning, she engaged the audience. She made us laugh with all our own experiences. She also shared her own. I was going to write that she should have shared her own experience also, but while I was writing it, she shared her own experience. So, which is a great quality of a host of the event, which makes that person impromptu also. Only suggestion is like writing it in a paper, like who is a grammarian and other roles. And then also one thing which I thought was missed was introducing Toastmaster Avinash before he came on the stage. I think that part was missing because many people like me don't really know Toastmaster DTM Avinash much. So after that, I'll go to evaluations first. So Toastmaster, all the evaluators did a brilliant job, and I'm honestly not really good at evaluating evaluators, but I'll try my best. So Toastmaster Vidya, she's an ebullient speaker, and when she comes on stage, I mean, she sets the stage on fire like always. And she started with the word challenge itself, which she took from the Toastmasters speech title itself. So this shows how connected she was with the speech, and she used various instances from the speech in her evaluation. And so also when she said put more emotion, put more emotion, for example, hugging your mother tight. So a little more like whenever we give recommendation, we can also, like in commendation, she gave various instances, but in recommendation, I think it was missed, if I'm not wrong. Toastmaster Nikunj, after that, came to the stage and he started with thankful, again addressing the last point of Toastmaster Deepak. He continued from there, so which shows the awareness of the evaluator. And also in recommendations and commendations, I think the instances from the speech were missing. Instead of having too many things, I think just 3 recommendations and 1 recommendation is okay, instead of covering a lot of points. After that came Toastmaster evaluator Arun to evaluate Toastmaster Nikunj's speech evaluation. So he acknowledged that Toastmaster Nikunj was a first-time evaluator, and I felt that I'm not sure what the objective of the evaluation was, but I think there were way too many recommendations than commendations. I did not I think there were a very few or not many commendations is what I feel. So even he's a first-time evaluator, so even we could commend him a little more is what I personally felt. Now, regarding our speakers, I'll just say 1 line each for both the speakers. Toastmaster Atul came in his sports outfit, if we did not notice. So, like just to show, like the TT thing, he is in his sports attire today, and an inspiring story indeed. And Toastmaster Deepak, like I could totally relate. Like everything was personal. Like there was no like just random book and worm knowledge here. I mean, everything was personal, which is very applaudable in an icebreaker speech. So we all could connect throughout the speech. So lovely speeches are both our speakers today. Now coming to our tag team. So Toastmaster Timer Saish, he was very precise and concise in his report, in the big introduction also and in the report section also. I think some more creativity could have been added again, but then honestly, this creativity part, I thought in the entire meeting, we could have added in many aspects. For example, in timer role, grammarian role, and our counter. Like in introduction, we can add some more points in all our roles. For example, buy time is useful is one of the instances. being a general evaluator myself, I should have prepared more. For example, my team of Avengers, like something like that, and introducing each one of them with a different superpower, which will help us grow today. So this is something that we could all inculcate from next meeting maybe. So yeah, just a thing to learn. Toastmaster Praveen, being a grammarian, he used brilliant word of the day and phrase of the day, which we could easily use throughout the meeting. He also, only one suggestion is that we instead of giving various examples, we can give one example of the word of the day and encourage an audience member to come up to be stand there itself and give another example so that we know the usage. And any funny things might also come along this way. Word of the day, who used, good usages, not so good usages, everything was covered. Toastmaster Sanish, being an accountant, he covered all points. And just like that, like everything was covered. Only thing is creativity we lacked as a whole, I think, in some of the roles. I think yes. And at the end, I would I learned a lot from TTM session that we had by Toastmasters DTM Avinash. And I'm thankful to Vinakshi for giving me the opportunity to come here also and speak, because it gave us all like what needs to be done for our TTM contest, and I'm really grateful to you. So that's all from my end. I would like to call upon Toastmaster of the day to conclude the speech.
So, in conclusion, I would like to ask a question. Is there any shortcut to become wiser? So, according to you, we should keep on making mistakes and learn from it, right? But don't you think life is too short? Life is too short to make so many mistakes and keep on learning. My mother used to say, सारी गलतियां खुद ही करना है और सीखना है क्या, दूसरों की गलती से भी सीख लिया करो, right? Evolutionary anthropology says human being is a single clan, right? And we tend to make similar mistakes. Therefore, it is best to learn from your own mistakes and from others as well. In the conclusion, I would say that this is my, I end this theme here, and it's the time for polls and awards. Over to presiding officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day. Without further ado, let's launch the poll. Yeah, quickly, let's use our smartphone and scan the QR code. All the money that you have in your account will go to Meenakshi. Use the QR code, and use the link. Deepak? Yeah, everyone. Everyone who has a smartphone can do this. It's just behind you, just behind you. Can we quickly circulate it? I'll do it. Yeah, once you have the link. Anyone else who doesn't have the link now? Yeah. Go to the camera and it will come. You're doing Google Pay? Use this, please. All of us are ready? Done with first one? We have total results 11. We have 16 people. My phone is there, so I can't do that. We have 12. Come on, 3 people have not voted yet here. And I encourage people online as well to vote, please. I think there are 5 of us there. 12, 12. Who has not voted? No? Okay, you can just leave it then. Okay, best evaluator, ladies and gentlemen. We have 9 votes so far. Let's go, let's go. Size, best role player. Done? Best role player done? I have 11 results. Best auxiliary role player. We have 13 results. All done? Perfect. Yeah, so few people were just caught up a bit later on. Yeah. Thank you so much. So we'll have, by the time polls are being analyzed, we'll have guest feedback. So just one word, how was the meeting? We'll start with Kriti. Come on. Really bad. You can say really bad. No, she'll use bad. She'll use bad, not you. Yeah, please go ahead. Formulate your sentence. No worries. Thank you. Thank you. Sir. All of us have a long way to go. Thank you so much for the kind words. You can take lift. Sir. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe we can hear a few words from Atul and Avinash as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. We would like to see more of you in future as well. How was it?
Yeah, it was nice. I always love this. It's been a long time since I've come here. The best part was Praveen. He was attentive. I don't know if he felt together with us, but he was there. He was watching. Yeah. Plus, what I loved about this thing is the setup. Everything is there. The timer on I loved Deepak was all dressed up and for his side breaker.
Yeah.
So there were so many points here. I love enthusiasm of Vidya. It's all there, and it took some time, but eventually she got up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It was like, and then she started good. I love that. See, the point here is that, and of course, our general evaluator, she was good. I love that part.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DTM Avinash. Coming here, sharing your thoughts with us, making us more wiser maybe, and that will be reflected in coming table topic contest as well. So thank you so much to you. I used to think he has a poor handwriting, but no, he writes in shorthand. All right. So before awards, we have one announcement. Next meeting is regular meeting on 10th December. Would like to see all of you then. And let's go with drum rolls for best speaker. Any guesses? Any guesses? Any bets? All right, so it goes to DTM Atul. Where is the photographer? Our official photographer is not today. Thank you, sir. Really nice speech. Thank you. Now, drum rolls for best evaluators. Any guesses? Take my picture, please. Yes, it's Vidya. Congratulations. Great evaluation. Thank you. Now, drum rolls for the main role player. Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? Who said no? All right, it goes to Toastmasters Simran. Well done. Congratulations. And now finally, the best auxiliary role player. Drum roll. Any guesses? Navi. So we have your we'll send it to you after the party. All right. Time for a group picture. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a fantastic meeting, and more so with great presence of our two stalwarts and great efforts of all the organizers and role players. It was fantastic. So a big round of applause to all of us. Let's have a picture. Nice. Thank you. I just pull your leg. I like it. And great speech, Deepak. Aye. Take Praveen also in the picture, yeah? Here? Okay. Thank you.
All the creativity here.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, now.